called Something More in live performance. Train with us in the studio. This is from... You can find this on its album version on Drops of Jupiter, their most recent release. I'm Chris Douridas, and we are joined by the band, Patrick Monahan, Rob Hotchkiss, Jimmy Stafford, Scott Underwood, and Charlie Cullen. Now, I want to go back a bit because you guys formed, wasn't that long ago, it's like 6-7 years ago, right?
Yep.
Now, Patrick, I guess the catalyst to the band coming together was your move from Erie, Pennsylvania to Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I came... And my girlfriend at the time met Rob's wife. They were teaching at the same school, and we connected. Rob came over, and I was really unimpressed with him. And they felt sorry for him. Went and saw his band, and that's where I met Jimmy and Charlie. I was really unimpressed with the whole program, but I continued to go to their shows.
This was the band The Apostles.
Yeah, I kept going to see The Apostles because I, for as lame as they were, was twice as bad. Talentless, and in a band that played maybe the worst music that you've ever heard, because it was definitely the worst music I've ever heard. But I continued on that track until finally Rob decided that he was going to move to San Francisco, and Charlie moved to Colorado, where he met Scott, and Jimmy had back surgery in L.A., and we started Train.
That's all true.
I've never heard that story told quite like that before.
That's all true, but a little bit.
Patrick, what were you doing in Erie, Pennsylvania that you left behind to move to
Nothing
LA?
much, I can tell you that. He wasted a lot of time, and I think he could not afford to pay rent in LA anymore, so he's living at his parents' house again. What were you, about 28 back then?
You didn't like the big ego call, huh? I'm going to pay for that one for a while. I'm from Erie. And so my wife and I just followed my dream, or my girlfriend at the time, just kind of followed my dream, and she kind of just sacrificed everything and still does on my behalf, as all of our legitimate others do. And I didn't really leave anything, but when I go back there, I feel like I'm their guy. I kind of did something that is unusual.
Yeah. So when you hooked up with Rob Hotchkiss, who was at the time the lead singer of The Apostles, as you mentioned, the two of you formed a two-man band essentially to begin with, right? And moved up to San Francisco.
Yep.
Now, Rob, since you were lead singer of The Apostles, was it weird for you to once Train was formed, sort of step back a bit and not be out front as lead singer in Train?
I don't know about the lead singer part as much. There certainly were like maybe leadership things in the beginning that I had to get used to. But as far as a lead singer, I don't know that I was ever totally comfortable with that. And I remember being up on stage, I'd be singing, and everybody would be looking at me, and it would be a guitar solo. And I'm just kind of standing there, and I would literally point to Jimmy. It's like, that's the guy. That's the guy to be looking at now. And I just never... Pat, when I first saw him, that was the thing I noticed about him, was there was something, he just came alive when he stepped up on stage. So it was kind of natural, but not that there weren't issues that we got through in the first couple of years, but if you saw the band, you'd see that's kind of our personalities, it suits our personalities what we do.
Mm.
Hey, Rob, who said it was cool for you to talk?
Oh, man. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm enjoying this interview.
We're just starting to get warmed up. Look out, man.
When you're listening to you guys in this pared-down environment, you can really hear the harmonies, raw, and they're just beautiful. And it makes all the sense in the world when you realize that, you've got a major experience as a singer as well, Rob. So backing up the band, backing up Patrick, comes easy.
I'll tell you, man, I got to tell you, singing backup vocals is way harder than singing lead vocals. I think that I struggled for a long time as a singer with pitch and stuff like that, and so our harmonies really struggled because of it. Because even when background vocals come in, it kind of messes with you. And so, and the thing with backup vocals is you got to know exactly what note you're going to be on before it comes out of your mouth, or it's just bad. And so all three of these guys, Rob and Jimmy and Charlie, sing great. I couldn't do what they do, so it's a good thing that they can.
Yeah, Jimmy was also a lead singer, for a while. And Charlie was always, he had this great voice, but in Apostles, it would come time for him to sing, he'd be like 10 feet from the mic. So, like, you couldn't hear him, but he's gotten it going. So, like, there's really kind of 4 singers in the band.
Wow. So how did you come up with the name Train then? When did that come along?
Rob was way into psychology and stuff like that. And he was a big fan of Pavlov. Remember Pavlov?
Mm-hmm.
He, in fact, used to put a bowl of Rice Krispies in front of his kids, and if they dipped the spoon into it and ate it, they would get electrocuted. And he was trying to teach them not to eat because he was trying to save a buck or two, to be honest with you. But all under the guise of I'm a psychologist, and so he loves that whole training thing, training someone sociology or being socialized and stuff. So he named it Train, hoping to trick us, and like he electrocuted us now and again, like if we disagreed with him, but we kind of discovered that whole
He's
thing.
got us all on electric fence.
Ow!
Invisible.
Shoot! Sorry, Rob. So Train. There you go.
Train in live performance in our studio.